Inside Roblox, there are hundreds of sad and disturbing stories, but very few are as dark as the one I'm about to tell you today. This is the story of Evan Cross, known on Roblox as EvanX_769, a kid who was trapped between abuse at home and a dangerous obsession inside the game. Evan was a regular Roblox player. He spent hours online, exploring maps, trying new games, and dreaming about one single thing: getting Robux. For him, Robux weren't just a virtual money. They were a way to escape, a way to feel important, a way to be someone. His dream was about to have rare skins, access to exclusive servers, and to be respected in any game he joined. But at home, reality was very different. Evan kept asking his mom to buy him Robux over and over again, and he always got the same answer: no. Sometimes it came with yelling, other times with punishment, and many times with something worse. That's when Evan started looking for other ways to get Robux without thinking about the consequences. To him, any risk was worth it if it meant achieving his dream. Over time, Evan began asking strangers for Robux in every game he joined. He sent messages, he begged, he promised friendship. Nobody listened. Some people laughed at him, others thought it was a joke, and most players simply ignored him. Every rejection made him more frustrated. And remember, we're talking about a young boy. When you're a young boy and you can get something that you want, desperation can completely cloud your judgment. Until one day, something changed. An unknown user replied to one of his messages. They told him they could help him get all the Robux he wanted, but it wouldn't be free. Evan read the message with his heart racing. The user explained that Evan would have to complete a series of challenges to prove that he truly deserved them. Without thinking twice, Evan accepted. The anonymous player asked him if he was really willing to do anything for Robux. Evan, with all the innocence in the world, said yes. He told them he wanted to be the best player, that he wanted to stand out, that he would do whatever it took to make it happen. The user said that was fine, that he knew the perfect way to get Robux. But first, Evan had to complete a list of challenges. The first step was simple: add him as a friend, so he could explain everything calmly. Evan did it immediately. Seconds later, he received another message. The anonymous player asked him to join a specific game. It wasn't a public server. It was a private server. Once inside, the user explained that it was better if no one else was there. That way, Evan could focus on the challenges without distractions. The first challenge seemed harmless. He had to beat an obstacle course, a simple obby inside the private server. If Evan won, he would move on to the next challenge and be one step closer to getting Robux. Evan won easily. He felt happy and proud. For the first time, someone was praising him. The anonymous player told them he was very skilled, that it was obvious he played a lot of Roblox. Evan, excited, told them that he practically lived inside the game, and that's why he was so good. Every word made him trust the stranger even more. Without realizing, he was making a huge mistake. Then the next challenge arrived. The anonymous player told them that if he really was that good, he now had to do something outside the game. Something in real life. Evan hesitated for a second, but then said it was okay. He wanted the Robux. The user asked him to go into his mother's room and carefully check out her purse to look at everything inside. Evan hesitated again. Something inside him felt wrong, but it didn't seem that serious. It was just taking a peek. So he went into his mother's room and carefully opened her purse. Inside, he found personal items, receipts, keys, and then he saw the credit cards. From the chat, the anonymous player was direct. He didn't ask about anything else. His first question was, "How many cards are there?" Evan replied that there were 3. As soon as he read that, the user typed out a laugh in the chat. A simple lol. Evan was confused. He asked why he was laughing. The anonymous player replied that it was excitement, that he was happy because very soon Evan would have all the Robux he had always wanted, that he was about to make his new friend's dream come true. The word friend hit Evan right in the chest. Evan stayed quiet for a few seconds, then asked if they were really friends. The user said yes. Of course they were. Evan smiled at the screen. He didn't have many friends, almost none. So hearing someone call him that made him feel special, important. The anonymous player told them they were almost done, that Evan was just about to win all those Robux. But first, he had to complete the final challenge, the most important one, the one that proved trust. He asked for the numbers on his mother's credit cards. Evan froze. He asked if he was going to do anything bad with them. The anonymous player replied quickly, like he already had the answer ready. He said no, that it was just a test, a challenge of trust, that he needed to know if Evan really deserved the Robux, and if he trusted him as a friend. Evan wasn't sure. He felt scared. But the anonymous player kept insisting, promising that nothing bad would happen, that it was all part of the game, that as soon as it was over, Evan would get the Robux immediately. With his hands shaking, Evan did it. He typed the numbers one by one. The anonymous player congratulated him, told them he had won, that he had done everything perfectly. He told them to wait a moment while he prepared the Robux transfer. Few seconds passed, then a minute, and then the user disconnected. Evan stared at the screen, confused, not understanding what was happening, until he heard a desperate scream coming from another room. It was his mother! Evan ran out of his room, his heart racing. The scream came from the kitchen. When he got there, he found his mother on the floor, crying, shaking, holding her phone. She could barely breathe. Evan asked what was wrong, and through sobs, she told them that all the money was gone. The account was at zero. She didn't understand how. She didn't understand when or why. In that moment, Evan felt like the world was collapsing on him. He remembered the chat, the numbers, the friend. With his voice breaking, Evan asked if it had to do anything with what he had done. His mother looked at him. At first, she didn't understand. Then, everything clicked, and the expression on her face changed completely. The punishment wasn't a scolding. It wasn't a talk. It was something that went out of control. Evan knew something was about to happen. He screamed, cried, begged. No one listened to him. No one defended him. The pain wasn't just physical. It was something deeper. Something that stayed stuck in his head. That day, Evan learned that trusting someone random could destroy you. After that, he disappeared. Days passed, then weeks. No one saw him on Roblox again. No one heard anything about him. Until one night, his account came back online. Evan sent one last message to the few people he had added. He said he didn't feel like going on anymore, that he was tired, that everything was his fault, that he wished he had never trusted anyone. That was the last day Evan crossed open Roblox. He never logged in again. Today, his profile is still there. It looks like any other account, a normal avatar with no followers or no fame. Just 12 friends. Few. Way too few. He himself said that was why he trusted the anonymous user so much, because someone finally called him a friend. His account was created on July 15th, 2024. It has only one game, Evan's Place. Entering, it feels unsettling. The map is empty. No music, no NPCs, no story, just a dead space frozen in time. As if someone created it hoping someone would come back someday. But it never happened. This story isn't sad only because of what they did to Evan. It's sad because this is still happening. Because there are people who take advantage of children's innocence. Because behind a screen, someone can destroy your life without you ever seeing it coming. And the worst part of all, that anonymous user is still out there, So, if you play Roblox, if you have younger siblings, or you know someone who does, protect them. Because sometimes the real horror isn't in the horror games, it's in the chat. Make sure to share this video with all the ones you love.